The morning sun was still soft when the new girl rolled her bicycle through the gates of Crestwood High. Her name was Alina, a transfer student from another town, quiet and carrying herself with the kind of calm that often went unnoticed in a noisy school. But that morning, she didn't pass unnoticed. At the main gate leaned Armin, the so-called golden boy of Crestwood High. He wasn't just popular, he was the pride of the school, captain of the basketball team, rich family, shining smile that teachers adored, and the kind of arrogance that came with knowing nobody dared to stand against him. Everyone knew him as untouchable. The girls admired him, the boys followed him, and the teachers turned a blind eye whenever his confidence crossed into cruelty. And it was exactly that cruelty that Alina faced on her very first day. As she pedaled up to the gate, eager but nervous about the new start, Armin casually stepped forward and blocked her bike with his perfectly polished sneakers. His friends chuckled in the background, already sensing his game. Well, look what we have here." Armin smirked, his voice dripping with mockery. "The new girl thinks she can just ride in like she owns the place." Alina pressed the brakes, her bicycle jerking slightly as she looked up at him. Her heart pounded, but she didn't speak. She had learned long ago that silence was often her best shield. But Armin didn't like silence. He thrived on reaction, on showing his dominance. He leaned down slightly, his shadow stretching across her handlebars. "What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Or are you just too scared to talk to the golden boy of Crestwood?" His friends burst into laughter, pulling out their phones, already recording the encounter. To them, this was entertainment. Another clip of Armin humiliating someone to post in their private group. Alina felt her hands tighten on the grips of her bike. Her calm eyes, however, never wavered. Inside her something stirred, a storm she had spent years keeping under control. She didn't want to unleash it, not here, not yet. She just wanted to get through her first day in peace. But Armin had no intention of letting her pass quietly. He pressed his hand on the front of her bike tire, pushing it back slightly. "You'll need my permission to ride into this school, sweetheart. And maybe, just maybe, if you ask nicely, I'll let you through." The laughter behind him grew louder. Alina's silence began to feel like defiance, and to Armin defiance was unforgivable. He straightened up, puffing his chest, making sure the entire crowd that had begun to gather could see. He was about to shove her bike away when something unexpected happened. Alina's eyes met his, steady, sharp, and unflinching. It was a look he had never seen before, not from anyone at this school. For a second, it was as if her gaze cut straight through his golden boy confidence, like a blade through paper. He blinked, taken aback, but quickly recovered. "What are you looking at?" he barked, masking the sudden unease he felt. "Put that stare away before I—" He didn't finish his sentence, because in the very next second, faster than anyone could register, Alina dismounted her bike. Her movement was fluid, practiced, and startlingly calm. She set the bike to the side, her body upright and composed, but her stance radiated something dangerous. Armin laughed nervously, trying to regain control. "What now? Gonna cry? Or maybe you're dumb enough to try something." Before he could react, Alina stepped forward. Her foot pivoted with precision, her movement sharper than a whip. And then, in one flawless motion, she struck. Her spinning kick came out of nowhere, slicing through the air with terrifying speed. The sound of it cutting the space between them silenced the crowd before her foot connected with Armin's chest. The impact was explosive. Armin, the untouchable golden boy, the pride of Crestwood, was launched backward with a gasp of pain, crashing onto the concrete so hard that the phone's recording shook in the hands of those holding them. Gasps filled the air. Nobody could believe what they had just witnessed. The golden boy, who had never once been challenged, lay sprawled on the ground, clutching his chest and wheezing. His friends rushed forward, panic flooding their faces, but none dared to touch him or her. Alina stood tall, her breathing calm, her expression unreadable. It was as though she hadn't just knocked the most powerful boy in the school flat on his back with a single move. She reached down, calmly picked up her bike, and rolled it past him without a word. The students parted like the Red Sea, silent, eyes wide, phones still pointed but trembling. Nobody knew who this new girl really was. Nobody dared to laugh now. And as for Armin, seconds later he wasn't standing anymore. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't mocking. He was groaning on the ground, humiliated in front of everyone who had ever cheered his name. Alina pedaled away, her figure shrinking in the distance. leaving behind a silence so heavy it pressed on everyone's chest. And in that silence, one truth echoed in every heart. The golden boy had finally met someone who wasn't afraid of him. Someone who had knocked him off his pedestal in the blink of an eye. And everyone knew this was just the beginning.